Welcome to Ballislife Network. I'm Sandy Hassoun alongside AAA Provincial MVP Maryn Budiman from the Lord Tweedsmere Panthers. So Maryn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm in grade 12 this year and I have a family of 5. I have 2 little brothers. I like to travel and I enjoy listening to different types of music. I also am a very competitive person.
Tell us about some of your high school achievements.
From grade 8, we came 3rd in provincials, and I ended up moving schools in grade 9 to Lord Tweedsmere, and in grade 10 we were in the provincial final, and we ended up losing the game, unfortunately, and I got a first team all-star in that, and then grade 11 we had a 4th place finish in provincials, and I got a 2nd team all-star, and then this year we won provincials and I got provincial MVP.
Do you know of any future goals that you have?
Short-term future goals, I hope to start next year at the school I'm attending. Long-term goals, I hope to pursue a career in medicine, as well as giving back in the community with coaching and still being involved in the basketball community.
That's a great idea. So what made you go into basketball in the first place?
I have a basketball family. My grandpa coached at Langara for 23 years, as well as was the athletic director there. My uncle coached at Langara, and when I was younger, I used to always go and watch his games while he was coaching the older guys. I played lots of sports as a kid, soccer being one of them, and I also played volleyball and track, and I started playing basketball later in like grade 8, and I started to really enjoy it more than the other sports and slowly drifted towards putting all my time towards basketball.
So after having such a strong season and being projected as one of the favorites to win provincials, your team actually lost one of the crucial games in the early stages of the Fraser Valleys. So what did your team do in order to bounce back from that and play the way that you guys did?
As a team, we took it more as motivation than getting knocked down by the loss. At the beginning, it was hard, but we knew we had to move on and win all of our next games just to advance to the provincials. And if we didn't win the games, then we wouldn't make it. So our team, we came together and just stepped up for the next couple games.
And how did this impact you as an individual?
I was pretty frustrated. We were up by a lot, like 20 points at certain points of the game, and I think that the loss made me work harder to get our end goal of provincial champions. Me and my teammate Shelveen were actually in the gym that same night we lost till 12 o'clock just shooting, getting shots up because we were so frustrated.
How was your run in the provincials leading up to the finals?
Each game we took game by game, and we didn't look ahead of ourselves because we knew every single team was there to play and it could go either direction for every single game. We were the 8th seed, so we had to play the first place team in our second game. But our first game we had to play McMath, and we played them early in the season, and it was a close game that game. Then we played Oak Bay, and we were waiting to play them all season. They were undefeated, and everyone was super excited to play that game. We ended up winning that game, and me and my teammate Shelveen hit 17 threes combined, and that was huge for the game. After the Oak Bay game, it was really hard to settle down because we were all so excited to play the next game, which was Panorama, which they were in our Surreys and our Fraser Valley, so we played them multiple times. They were a really good team, and if we didn't step up, then we would have lost that game, but it ended up being a close game as well, and we ended up winning that game. In the locker room before the game, there was a lot of nerves. Everyone was very nervous to play. Some of us have been in the same situation before in grade 10 in the junior finals, but we were all nervous, and to let go of some of those nerves, we ended up all dancing outside, and like a couple people filmed it and stuff. It was pretty funny. Each game I had to come in with a different mindset and different plan for us to end up winning the game. I had to make in-game adjustments, sometimes being a playmaker and sometimes taking that ball by myself. Also having like the mindset to become a defensive stopper.
So you made it to the provincial finals, but after trailing in the first half, you came back as a totally different player in the second half. So what happened in that locker room in order to change that?
I think we all, as a team, knew our shooting percentage was not very good. We weren't making shots. We weren't hitting wide open layups, and we knew that if we started hitting all the shots, then we would have won the game. I think individually, it was more mental for me. Like, I'd miss a couple shots and I was like, oh, get down on myself. But then, I was like, oh, this game is totally ours to win. And then I was able to pump myself up kind of and be able to make those shots later in the second half.
So as we all know, you committed to CBU in order to continue your basketball career and a strong basketball program. So what's next for you?
I went for my first visit to CBU in October, and as soon as I stepped onto the campus, I fell in love with everything about it, the weather, and then like all the people there and the team. And I'm super excited for next year. Not only basketball, but like also academics. It's a very strong like academic school. It definitely gave me some confidence this season, and being that I committed before the season, it gave me time to focus just on provincials and not like where I was going to go to school.
Thank you so much for your time and for fitting us in through your schedule. So here's a gift from Ballislife Network to you.
Thank you, Ballislife Network.
I am Curtis McCurry. I'm the head coach of the Lord Tweedsmuir Senior Girls AAA basketball team. We were AAA provincial champions this year, and I've been lucky enough to coach Maryn Budiman for the last 3 years at Lord Tweedsmuir. It's been absolutely amazing to see her grow up from a player that had huge aspirations to be the best player in the province, and watch her work harder than anybody I've ever seen in my entire life to have the opportunity this year to show that off in the provincial championship, finishing it off with a title and tournament MVP. In my opinion, and I've been saying it for the last 3 years, and I personally think that she is the best player in the province, and this year showed that not only is she the best player, but absolutely the most unguardable player in the province, and was a huge part to leading our team to a provincial title, not only from her amazing play on the floor, but her leadership off the court, leading her teammates, being a vocal leader with the girls, and with us coaches being our eyes and ears on the floor. And without her, we definitely would not have been able to achieve what we did this year.
Aww.